You think your sudden urge to delete your social media, cancel all your plans, and disappear for months is a symptom of clinical depression. You are completely wrong. Right now, your brain is initiating a highly evolved, ruthless cognitive lockdown. It is forcefully disconnecting you from a society addicted to meaningless noise because it recognizes that your current environment is actively rotting your potential. Society constantly pathologizes absence. They label you as avoidant, antisocial, or emotionally detached when you decide to step away from the crowd. But behavioral psychology reveals a much darker reality about the people who demand your constant presence. The average person is terrified of their own reflection. They use constant socializing, superficial texting, and digital broadcasting as a pacifier to numb their own internal void. They cannot survive 24 hours without external validation. They need you to be available because your physical presence validates their existence, but you operate on a completely different psychological frequency. You have realized that constant availability is a dangerous trap that dilutes your identity. When you disappear, you are not running away from reality. You are escaping a collective hallucination. You are refusing to trade your valuable cognitive bandwidth to entertain people who have absolutely no vision for their own lives. You are starving the distractions to feed your focus. This brings us to the actual mechanism of your isolation. This is an identity attack on the modern world. Look around you. The 99% are trapped in an endless cycle of performative living. They buy things they cannot afford to impress people they secretly despise, and they document every single second of it online. Their entire sense of self-worth is outsourced to the fleeting opinions of strangers. But your nervous system rejects this entirely. You have recognized that true sovereignty can only be forged in absolute silence. When you ghost the world, your default mode network shifts into overdrive. Without the constant interruption of other people's emergencies and trivial gossip, your mind begins a massive process of self-repair. You begin to synthesize complex information, build long-term strategies, and reconstruct your core identity without any external contamination. You isolate to execute a cognitive upgrade. The hidden cost of staying visible in today's society is absolute mediocrity. Every time you say yes to a meaningless social obligation, you are saying no to the construction of your own empire. People who never disappear never evolve. They remain the exact same person year after year, repeating the exact same complaints, trapped in the exact same behavioral loops. You disappear because you refuse to be stagnant. You treat your absence as a biological incubator. While the masses are busy exchanging cheap dopamine hits in crowded rooms, you are sitting alone in the dark, doing the metabolically expensive work of actual transformation. You are reading. You are building. You are clinically dismantling your own flaws. And this creates a massive, insurmountable psychological gap between you and the crowd. When you finally choose to re-emerge, you are completely unrecognizable to them. You have acquired new skills, impenetrable boundaries, and a terrifying level of clarity. They wanted you to stay predictable. You chose to become lethal. But you must understand the inherent danger of this protocol. The world will inevitably try to shame you into returning to their level. They will send you passive-aggressive messages. They will accuse you of abandoning them, of changing too much, or of thinking you are suddenly better than everyone else. You must see this reaction for what it really is, a desperate manipulation tactic designed to pull you back into their comfort zone. They do not actually miss you. They miss the unrestricted access they used to have to your energy. When you disappear, you hold up a mirror to their lack of discipline, and they hate you for it. You must protect your isolation ruthlessly. Do not apologize for being unavailable. Do not explain your deeply personal process to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your silence is your ultimate boundary. You are building a psychological fortress that absolutely no one can breach without your explicit permission. You belong to an elite minority of humans who understand that creation requires destruction. To build the future version of yourself, you must entirely destroy your availability to the past. Your absence is the ultimate filter for transactional relationships. If someone cannot respect your period of isolation, they were never a friend. They were an emotional parasite. Let them leave. Let them find someone else to drain. You are playing a game measured in decades, not in weekend plans. The people who build lasting legacies, the ones who actually bend reality to their will, always do it after a period of profound, intentional darkness. They go missing. They let the world forget about them, and then they return with an undeniable force. Stop feeling guilty for outgrowing the crowd. While the masses exhaust themselves begging for scraps of validation, you starve them of your presence. While they panic in the silence, you use it to forge an unbreakable mind. That is not depression. That is the ultimate declaration of personal sovereignty, and sovereignty is the quiet superpower that changes everything. If this clinical breakdown mirrored your exact psychological reality, subscribe to the channel. Guard your peace. Build your legacy. See you in the next protocol.